Restructures, layoffs, AI adoption, people worried they're not going to have jobs, constant political and global uncertainty, and everyone being asked to do more with less. It's no surprise that people are overwhelmed, disconnecting, withdrawing, and disengaging. But what can companies do in the midst of it all to improve employee engagement? Well, in this video, we're going to answer that question. We're going to talk about the things you definitely don't want to do because it will actually sabotage it, and some simple things you do want to do to be able to work on slightly improving employee engagement in the midst of it all. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Chris Littlefield. I'm the founder of a company called Beyond Thank You. I'm a keynote speaker, and I spend my time helping leaders and teams have the conversations that matter most so they can focus on doing the work that matters most. Now, when it comes to understanding the impact of all that's been going on right now, I want you to think about coming home at the end of the day, you're burnt out, you're fried, you turn on the TV and you turn on Netflix, you start watching your favorite show, you say you're just gonna watch one, and then all of a sudden you get to the end and you go one more, even though you know you should go to sleep. Now, why is it we do that? Because uncertainty makes TV and movies exciting and even addicting, but it's uncertainty that makes life exhausting. And we've all been facing a level of uncertainty over the last several years, probably starting in the pandemic through now, and that pace of uncertainty just keeps on picking up and picking up and picking up. And here's the thing, change is normal. We're experiencing change every single time. But transition is the mental process our mind goes through around change when we don't know what's going to happen next and how it's going to impact us. And so all of those restructures, the AI adoption, the having everybody leave and you being the one that survives somehow, what does this mean for our families? What's going to happen politically, globally? Are we going to even be able to run our business? Is our industry even going to exist? Are all different mental transitions that people are trying to jump through in their brain. And when we can't give our brain an answer, it keeps on spinning. And then we start losing hope, we start disconnecting, we start trying to figure out how to navigate it all. And that's what's taking a toll on people. And I'm guessing you probably have experienced this personally, and your people definitely are. So given that, the last thing that we want to do is give out some swag, have a party, have a celebration, do some team building activities, because it's going to feel like, what do you mean we're celebrating when we just let people who worked here for 30 years go? It looks like we're going to lose all these jobs, or our industry's changing, and you want to go have a party? Even though people do need to laugh and they do need to joke around, we need to make sure that what we're doing is addressing the issues that are actually going on. Now, in order to do that, as companies and as leaders, we need to get a clear picture of how people are seeing and experiencing what's going on right now. And so instead of trying to just do something, what we want to do is we want to get in conversations with people. Because when there's an elephant in the room that we're not talking about, it just breaks stuff. But when we can invite people to say, do you see an elephant? And we can talk about the elephant being there, then we can work on moving out of the way and addressing the things so that we're riding or petting the elephant instead of having it trample us. So how do we have these conversations? Well, if you're a senior leader or a leader, then simply go out and think of who are the people who have a pulse on what's going on in the organization. Just ask them, hey, what are you most excited about, looking forward to with what's happening right now? And then, what are you most nervous or concerned or worried about? What do you think that people are most worried or concerned about right now? And ask them. And if people don't answer right away, use pulse check questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, how hopeful are you about our current future? And if people say something like a 7, go, well, I'm thinking it's more of like a 5 right now. And then they may go, yeah, probably the same. And then afterwards, invite them to tell, why'd you pick the number you did? And have a conversation. But inside those conversations, whether it's with a couple individuals, whether we do some focus groups, well, we invite people out to a meal and say, hey, I understand it's a lot right now. How are you seeing, experiencing this? What do you think people are feeling right now? And get into dialogue, because you're going to understand people's perceptions, people's concerns, people's framing of what's happening right now. And in doing that, we can start figuring out what's needed most. And if you want a simple tool that will make having those conversations a little bit easier and getting a pulse on where things are at, go to beyondthankyou.com, scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, and you'll find a simple 10-question team relationship building assessment. And although it says team, you can use it across your organization to just get a pulse on where people are at right now And those 10 questions I find are the most eye-opening ones of where people are at. And they're great to be able to start with and then ask follow-up questions by everything's on a 1 to 10 scale. Why'd you pick the number you did? And what's one thing I could do to bring it up? Now, once you do that, it's important that we communicate out to the organization and just acknowledge, hey, we know there's a lot of uncertainty right now. We know that this is going on. Although we don't have answers, we're going to give you updates whenever we can. Because the more we communicate, the less people fill in information that isn't accurate into the narratives that they don't understand. And a great reminder of why this is so important is employee engagement hit an all-time high in 2020 and 2021. And I would argue the reason why it did is because there was so much uncertainty in our companies that senior leaders were communicating on a weekly or a daily basis. And when they did, people felt more seen, understood, valued, and up to date. And so they created less negative or false narrative of what was going on. So we want to reach out and communicate. Now, the other thing that we can do is we are not going to be able to address everything that's going on right now. But as we're having these conversations, we want to identify what is some small frustration or thing that you're dealing with that we may be able to address right now. And if people go, I need a raise, I need that. I mean, that's not possible right now, but what else? Well, I just feel like we have miscommunication between these two departments. Would it be helpful to bring people together? What do you think the miscommunication is? Or we don't have this and we really need this, or we need this new software and I think this one will be good. See what problems or challenges that people are facing that you can address and work on doing things to make people's lives a little bit easier and a little bit brighter. And even though we can't improve the overall uncertainty that's going on in the world, what things do we have control over? And so if we listen to what's going on for our people, if we take time to be able to communicate and acknowledge what's happening, its impact on people, and we work to address the little small everyday frustrations that may be getting in the way that we do have control over, you may just notice that people feel more seen, more heard, and valued, and that engagement goes up a little bit, that connection goes up, and that sense of belonging goes up. And we'll spend a little less time withdrawing and disconnecting and a little more time connecting and engaging.